Boom, and we're live. Hey everyone, welcome to what week is it again? I never know. 46? 46. Welcome to week 46. How you guys doing? I hope everyone made some money last week. There were some good calls, some bad ones, I guess. We'll see. Anyway, I was looking through the charts and kind of preparing them, but then I thought, hey, you know what? I'm actually just going to do that at the same time as recording the video so that you can see my thought process a little bit. And also, Ando told me to do like some less coins to focus only on those that have, you know, they're tier 1 and tier 2 without rewards. So the video is probably going to be a bit shorter. Okay, so let's head into that. So first I want to talk a little bit about Bitcoin and Ethereum. So today I noticed that we can already start drawing this triangular formation over here. Like, sure, it's not confirmed yet, but it's possible that it's gonna happen. And if the price action is gonna repeat itself, and I see like this 3 drives, you know, like 1, 2, 3 drives with very, very little differences in highs, then I'll start being a little cautious, because the moment we then break like we did over here, that was a really good time to get out. And last time I actually got out over here, and then I was a little impatient. I saw it dip, and I was like, yay, this is awesome. Then it went back in, and I was like, oof, okay, it's gonna continue. But I got back into the market exposed, and we had a big, big fall. And it was just, I didn't have enough patience. So this time I'm definitely gonna pay more attention to it. But hey, as long as we are above this, like 63K, above this entire area below the low, we're bullish, and there's absolutely no reason to not be long on the market, right? But yeah, this is something to keep in mind. I would really love to see it break above and just continue parabolically, but we'll see. Okay. So that's our macro indicator, Bitcoin. For now, kind of ranging, pretty stable. I wouldn't say this is very volatile. For as long as we can range more, the better, right? Because it gives some opportunity for alt to move. All right, let's head into the gems then. So first up is RTT. So this is kind of the plan that I have here. Like, if you're not in this, you gotta play simple bullish setups, right? You gotta play retests, break and retests, and that's kind of what we have here. So if you check the lower time frame, yeah, so this was resistance several times, and this is something that happens very often, right? When the market drives higher, it then corrects, and then it kind of defines a range. And what I'm pointing at is that the resistance that we're looking at is not actually this one. This is just a deviation. This is like an overextension, okay? The first resistance is actually this one. That's going to be the relevant one. And you can see that many times. And that's why this also very often serves as supply and bounces off of it. So anyway, we kind of broke through. This was a very quick return, and then we broke up again, which is a very nice sign of strength, right? We got buyers over here. That's cool. And then we had a relatively quick but still flagging return over here, and now it's retesting. And I think this is a very bullish setup, and it is a buy. I guess what you can do to be even safer is to go to a lower time frame, let's say over here, and let's say draw some kind of trend line here. And the moment it breaks up with some volume, you would buy in. Yeah, we talked about that last week, I think. I wrote something on the TA channel. Like, the best thing you can do is buying bullish setups on the breakout. So let's actually do that right here. Boom. I would say that makes sense. And the moment we see on volume break, okay, that might be too much, but let's say something like this, that's your signal to get in. Then it's up to you how you do it via risk management, if you just want to buy the full position over here and push the price even higher, or if you want to buy, let's say, half over here when it breaks. Also very important, it needs to be a candle close, right? So when it breaks and then you wait for some while when it returns and then you buy the next batch over here, that's up to you. But yes, if you want to play these very, let's say, trend mature bullish setups, I think the best idea is to play the breakouts. So yeah, that's the plan. Oh, and that's a bullish one, right? And the bearish one is that we lose, like, this demand will not hold. And what's gonna happen is probably we're gonna revisit this low over here. We're probably gonna bounce a little bit. Then we're gonna revisit over here to revisit these lows and these lows and these lows, and while we are doing that, while we are losing structure little by little, we're also gonna lose this trend line, which is gonna be more and more signs that, I mean, more and more signs of weakness, and eventually there's gonna be some kind of retest of lost lows and lost support, and that's when you would get out. So yeah, for now, let's just wait what happens. It really depends on where this decides to break, if it breaks to the downside or the upside. All right, API 3. So what sucks to see is that it got rejected again at the $6, right? But hey, as long as we are above this low, which is 414, there's really nothing to worry about. And if you go to the lower time frame, what you can see is that there are several places where this could bounce, right? One of them is this supply that has kind of acted as resistance many times, and it's now being retested. Sure, it's a little steep, but it's not bad. Like, it's a legit wave. This is cool. This is a good retest. There was some buying action going on. It wasn't just a brutal sell-off. So this is still a retest. Could bounce here, could bounce here, could even bounce here. I mean, who knows? What matters is that we have a higher high right now. And of course, this is going to correct a little bit. This is still very, very bullish territorium. And as long as we are above 414, it's all good, But when it comes to when to buy, now is a pretty good time. So here's a good time. Here's a good time. Here's a good time. And you know what? Even here's a good time if you want to play support. I mean, as long as like a daily or 4 hour doesn't close below, there's really nothing to worry about. So yeah, looking pretty okay. Let's see if we can break the $6 here. That would be really nice. Next target would be like the 750 and all-time highs. Yeah, that would be nice. All right, index. So looks like it found some support over here at around 20, was it? Yeah, it reached 20. So that's cool. And now I guess the next ingredient that we need to see in order for it to continue in the bullish direction is a break of the trend line, which it's tough to say if this is one or not because it's kind of messy here. I guess these two candles with the big wicks, that's just a deviation most likely. So I guess connecting these two does make sense. So technically it might have broken out right now, but that doesn't even matter. That's like the first sign of a potential reversal, right? We need to see way more. First of all, wait a second. Let me mark this up. This looks pretty good. Where is it? Here? Yeah, I would say here. So this is kind of the level that needs to be broken. I know it looks very, very far, and it kind of is. But this in the future will need to be broken in order to get new all-time highs, right? But for now, this, the 30 level will most likely act as resistance because it acted as support here several times, and now it just, the moment it returns, what we expect is for it to bounce down, right? But let's say that we eventually break through, we're gonna be in a whole new range, in this range, right? So it is reasonable to expect a revisit of the high of the range. So let's say something along the lines of this. But then it's also kind of reasonable to expect the first bounce. It's not the first though, is it? No, it's not. But anyway, let's say it bounces here. It's reasonable to expect it to visit the lows again. And then eventually it should break through, and this would be the most safe buy, I guess you could say. This would probably be a decent buy as well, but this is a very safe buy. Anyway, that's the bullish scenario. Hello? It just disappeared. What? You for real? Okay. I guess nobody was interested in my little drawings. That's cool. That is cool. So yeah, that's the plan though. I'm just gonna draw it again, I guess. What is this? Let's just remove that. Okay. So yeah, expecting for it to bounce down, go back up, revisit this, bounce down, bam, 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 whatever this would be the buy, or this would be the buy. And yeah, bearish scenario, probably like losing this level. That's not good. That would mean that we will revisit these levels. But for now, it doesn't look like it. I mean, we broke out, which is nice. We might revisit the low of the range again. And if it breaks down and a retest, then yeah, maybe get out of here. I don't know. Let's just talk about that when that happens, I guess. For now, this looks pretty okay. It's on my radar, but I'm not buying just yet. Ooh, glitch. Man, I hope you're selling parts. I know that many of you decided to just lock in, right, and hodl and everything. Of course, it depends on your portfolio size, especially with gas fees being as crazy as they are. But if you're playing bigger positions where gas fees are not irrelevant, but let's just say, what's the right word? Reasonable, I'd say. Uh, Make sure you're selling some. I mean, this price action is not sustainable. 350% in a single wave. Hello? If you're not selling, you're doing this wrong. Like, really. And you're not supposed to sell everything. If this is something you really want to be in and you're aiming for double, triple digits, whatever, cool. That's okay. Sell 20%, for example. You don't have to sell everything. As I said, you can sell a third, you can sell 20%, you can even sell 10% if you want to, but sell something, okay? Because you can put that money to work elsewhere. And yeah, you should really get used to selling that, like especially on candles like this on the daily, like huge wide-bodied candles on big volume. Like I would be selling at 267 for sure, at least 1/3. But hey, I'm not in because I'm an idiot, but that's a different story. Anyway, if you want to be a buyer of glitch, I would say previous all-time high plus this demand block, order block, cluster, whatever you want to call it. So 150. I know that seems pretty far away right now, like another 40%, but these drops do happen. They really do. So have a look out on that, like set an alarm or something. Not alarm, alert. And if it never gets there, hey, you know, whatever. This won't run away from you. There's other opportunities elsewhere. So yeah, buy 150, otherwise sell, or I wrote that over here. Wait for it to create a new support structure. You know, like right now we don't know anything. All we know is that we have resistance over here. We don't know how far this will fall. If it falls over here, we know that we have some kind of support, right? And we can already start creating some kind of plan. And until that happens, there's really nothing to formulate. This is all you need to know is that this is an unsustainable pump price action and that you should be scaling out aggressively. I'll leave it at that. MFT, baby. Nothing has changed here. MFT is still the same old. It's still just like kind of ranging around here. I guess we were looking at a lower time frame resistance over here. Oops. Yeah, okay, we were, but that just looks terrible. It looks so weird. What is this? I don't know. Anyway, this still looks okay, right? Because we have a higher high and we have a retest of this important level. I still think this is really okay. It's a buy, just as it was over here, over here, over here, and many times. Like, ever since I started making videos, I think MFT has been a buy. So, yeah, buy MFT. No financial advice, of course. Same with Melon, really. Like, all it's been doing is ranging in this entire area. It's been doing nothing else. It's still aggressive but viable. It's a break and retest setup, right? Like, this one broke and it's now retesting. Now it's just kind of consolidating. And for as long as we are above this price, we're bullish. That's all I have to say about it. GMX. Saw some people cry about GMX. I guess price fell. Ooh, okay. So finally, it looks like this box that I've marked up provided some support. Yeah. So with GMX, right now, all we have is one lower low, right? That's not a confirmed downtrend or anything like that. There's no need to panic. It just means that it probably needs some time to cool off. That's all. So what matters is that we had this entire wave, right? This is the entire wave, and any retracement of this wave still has bounce potential for bullish continuation. Even if it retraces to 100%, it can still bounce and be bullish. Okay, should have been taking profits over here. I said 2 weeks in a row, and here we are. Anyway, what we're looking at now is a break of some kind of resistance, like trend line, which is for now over here. But to be honest, this can do all sorts of crap, right? It can just expand into time a little more. But this is what we have for now. And what we want to see is, I honestly think it's going to go lower. But anyway, this is the high. What we want to see is a bounce out of here. Maybe a retest, doesn't really matter. But most importantly, we want to see a new higher high, which is a break of that level. And then some kind of retracement. That would be a buy. But since we are so high right now, what I would expect is for this to correct a little deeper, honestly. Like, tough to know where, but for now anyway, there's no need to buy, because what we said is we want to buy bullish breakouts out of bullish structures, right? So this is going to be a retest, let's say, of these levels and this demand zone. That's cool that we bounced, but now we want to see a breakout, and that would be buyable. Until that happens, nothing really. If it doesn't happen like this, it's probably going to go lower. Again, it's probably going to bounce somewhere and break out. That's what's going to happen, right? But who knows where? All we can do is wait right now. Just wait for the breakout. There's no point to buy here blindly when you can increase your odds so much by actually buying the breakout of a higher high and knowing that market structure is back in bullish territory. So for now, I would just skip. Okay, so I marked up this trend line, and over here I remember saying, okay, let's start being a little cautious because this could go lower. So by saying staying a little more cautious, I don't mean sell everything immediately, right? Essentially everything it means when price breaks a trend line is that, hey, it's no longer going to rise at such a rate. Okay, so it's probably going to slow down a little bit, but it doesn't mean that it's no longer bullish or that it's not in a bullish structure, unless, of course, it breaks at the same point where there is a major low and you lose support as well. Then yeah, but that's not the case here, because for as long as we are above this line, above 107, and I would say that it's probably gonna be like this entire area, because it's never just one level. As long as we are above this level, And 100 is also a nice psychological number, right? We're bullish. All this means is that we are not bouncing here and we are not quickly resuming price action up. But you know what can happen? What can happen is that we're going to do something like this. That's all it's really saying. So, sure, it's the first sign to be a little careful, but honestly, as long as we are above here, we're good. Once we break here, yeah, that's a reason to panic a little bit and probably to sell on the retest on the bounce. But for now, we're good. And if you want to play it as support, you probably could. Like buying over here is not a bad idea whatsoever. And the reason for that is because you are very, very close to the invalidation level. So keep that in mind. If you want to buy this, feel free. If not, probably since this is the whole thing. You know, this brings up Warp. This looks very similar to Warp back in the day before it broke out. So what we're looking for right now is on the daily, a breakout of this structure. And once that happens, that's a good sign to maybe get in with the first half. And also, we would like to see it break the high. And the high is currently here. So essentially, this would be a buy. Then let's say it does some kind of price action, whatever. And this would be the next buy, the more important one, because that's when it really breaks market structure properly again. If it does a retest, even better, because you can buy here and you can go really heavy. That's probably like the best risk to reward you get, because then you expect continuation. Otherwise, if it breaks down, you're just probably gonna sell over here. So yeah, that's the plan for NFTX. Floaty, yay. Okay, so here we kind of lost support, but really, we really didn't, right? Like it's such a small move that very often what this does and what I see happening in the market is that there is a clearly defined support over here. Maybe it provides even more bounces than just one, and then it breaks below just a little bit and people start panic selling, and then from there it just breaks up. A nice example of that would be ONX Finance. I'm just gonna return to that. You see, like here, this was the support, this was the hammer on which I said, hey, this could be a really good buy. It dove deeper a little bit. I bet some people might have panicked over here, and then it pumped. It's just, yeah, it looks similar in that way. So, yeah, plan is the same. Oh, anyway, I said NFTX looks similar to Warp, so I would just like to show that as well. And that's not the correct Warp chart. Give me a sec. Yeah, I was talking about this whole structure, right? Just kind of happened here, big consolidation, and then it broke out. So yeah, that is float. Let's go to Visor. Okay. So with Visor, there is still that problem that we cannot break this structure over here, and we're still returning back down. That really sucks, but for now, I mean, that's the thing. As long as we are above 0.80, we're still in relatively like long-term bullish territorium, sure, but yeah, it's tough to say if this is gonna correct or not. And the best thing we can do is just stay patient, you know? Like I really think we might see a retest of the 180, 190 level, like this entire thing. So maybe one more drive down. But in the end, what's gonna matter anyway is... This is a weird chart though, like a really weird chart. I think I have a different one somewhere. Anyway, what matters is that we need to find the same ingredients as always, right? Like, we want to see a higher high, a higher low. We want to see it retest, and then we want to buy. We first want to see a bullish breakout of this corrective structure that we have happening right now. And for now, we don't have that, so I would recommend not staying there. I mean, we should have been selling, and we did, many of us, including me, but then we didn't practice patience as well as we should have, and we've gotten in a little too early. So yeah, that kind of sucks. Um, okay, I'm gonna have to stop this.